Mr. Climate Deny, Mr. Climate Delay, strike again. The Corporate Knights report shows that the Prime Minister is delaying $15 billion that he promised to hardworking Canadians to lower their costs and their emissions. Yet the Prime Minister has no problem finding $18.6 billion in free subsidies for big oil and gas. So why is it that the Prime Minister wants to put shoulder the burden of the climate crisis on hardworking people and not give them a hand, but wants to give billions of dollars, like the Conservatives, to big oil and gas corporations?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we committed to phase out inefficient fuel and gas subsidies, oil and gas subsidies, 2 years ahead of all of our partners around the world. We're going to continue to do that. But it's unfortunate to see that the NDP seems to be falling into the Conservative misinformation trap. Our price on pollution actually puts more money back in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadian families right across the country, particularly middle-income and low-income families, while we continue to fight climate change. Yes, Mr. Speaker, we developed a way to fight climate change and reduce emissions while putting more money in people's pockets, and we're going to keep doing that.
The Honourable Member for Burnaby South.
Paying the $15 billion for hardworking people, and that's wrong. L'été dernier.
Last summer, children were not able to go out and play and have fun in the park because of forest fire smoke. And yet, the Liberals think it is smart to delay climate action. They sent $18 billion in subsidies to big oil companies, yet are delaying $15 billion in investments for the climate crisis and to help people. Why does the Prime Minister prefer to put money straight into the pockets of big oil CEOs instead of actually helping Canadians? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, we see every single year the ever-worsening impacts of climate change and the costs thereof, which affect Canadians, our economy. And that is the reason for which we'll continue to fight against climate change whilst putting more money in the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians, because this is a responsible plan that will fight against climate change and will help with the cost of living. Unfortunately, the Conservatives continue to say no to fighting climate change. They want to remove investments to help Canadians.
L'honorable chef de l'opposition.
Speaker, the incoming leader of the Liberal Party has just given a speech and given advice to his soon-to-be predecessor. He said that he agrees, this is Mark Carney, says he agrees that there should be a carbon tax conference where the premiers can come together and share their concerns about the Prime Minister raising the cost of living and breaking the back of Canadians. Will the Prime Minister won't listen to me. He won't listen to the Liberal Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador. Will he at least listen to his successor and meet the premiers on the carbon tax?
The Honourable Minister for Energy and Natural Resources. Order. The Honourable Minister for Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, it is important for folks, for Canadians who are watching this debate, to be careful about the misinformation being spewed by the Leader of the Opposition. It is important for a responsible government in this country to have a plan for addressing climate change and do so in a manner that enhances and addresses affordability concerns. That is exactly what the price on pollution does. 8 out of 10 Canadian families get more money back. 200 economists across the country agree with us. It is such a shame that we have a bunch of climate deniers over there who have no plan for the environment and no plan for the economy.
I ask all members, please, to only take the mic, only take the floor when they're recognized by the Speaker. I'll recognize the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, Mark Carney, who is the next Liberal leader, is a fierce supporter of the carbon tax. He's been called Carbon Tax Carney in the past, and he is willing at least to defend his carbon tax views in front of the premiers. The Prime Minister is not. He's running for cover and hiding from Canadians.
Literally, he's gone.
Refusing to defend his own policy decisions. If the Prime Minister is really so proud of his plan to hike the carbon tax to 61 cents a litre, why won't he listen to Mark Carney and have a big, open, televised carbon tax conference?